Hello, this is Ray Real Awesome Window Cleaning, and I'm making this video out here in the backyard. So please overlook the airplanes and helicopters from our airport that's close by here and the neighborhood with, you know, all kinds of background noise. But I will try to make this video relevant for educational purposes. I've been cleaning windows for over 40 years here in Sacramento. My name is Ray Rill, and my business is called Awesome Window Cleaning. And if you do a Google search for window cleaners in Sacramento, I'm sort of, I'm next to Land Park and Curtis Park, and so I've been cleaning a lot of residential in East Sacramento, Land Park, Curtis Park for years. We've done a lot of window cleaning, roof gutter cleaning. I've had employees. Right now I'm 77. So I mostly just do marketing, and I refer the jobs to my buddy Nam, who was my best employee back in 2019, but he started his own business. And so I refer jobs to him, which is totally legal. It's a business-to-business referral system, and so I get a small percentage, and that's the way it works. But I am leveraging my over 40 years of customers. I've got hundreds of customers, their phone numbers, and the date and time we did the jobs, on my contact list. And so I've been doing that for years, texting and calling customers back on a regular basis. Only I haven't really been texting them lately, last year or two. I've been mostly just relying on my Google business page, which got taken down, then I had to get it put up, and I just haven't been getting as many calls. So I'm just working on, even though I'm still at the top of the organic ads in my area, still I don't get enough calls, so I'm not sure what's going on. I do get a few calls, but I'm working on my search engine optimization. So I heard that that Google owns YouTube, so if I put up enough relevant educational material on YouTube, that might increase my search engine optimization. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of working at it because I'm 77 and I'm living on Social Security pretty much. But a few extra bucks doesn't hurt. Buying food and paying rent and electricity and all that kind of stuff. Plus I bought a nice little 1995 Toyota Corolla hatchback with a 5-speed manual transmission, so it's fun to drive. I used to drive motorcycles for about 10 years, and I used to work my window cleaning business off I had a 650 Kawasaki, and I had my my window cleaning bucket and materials in a backpack on the back, and I kept my extension poles along the side. So I used to travel. I went to Folsom and was cleaning residential, and I mean all over Sacramento. I used to go to Old Sacramento and downtown, and it was great, easy finding a place to park. That was back there. That was in the 80s, late 80s, so early 90s. And so anyway, while we're on the subject, I started out walking. Actually, I started out with a buddy of mine back in 1980. He had a window cleaning business, so he was taking me around town, and I kind of learned how to clean windows. But then in 81, when I was living downtown, I was looking for work, and so I found a squeegee, and so I got a mop and a bucket, and I started cleaning windows walking down J Street, and I started getting customers, and somebody told me, yeah, I should keep a calendar. So I had customers, regular customers, some once a month, some every 2 weeks, storefronts and small restaurants. And then I started doing residential, and all the way down to Old Sacramento and downtown and Midtown. And I started out walking, then I had a skateboard, and then somebody gave me a bicycle, so I was using a bicycle. And then, you know, eventually I bought a car, you know, and so, you know, then I had a van, then I, you know, back and forth, just transportation. And anyway, I started out small, just a bucket bob, but I had other jobs on the side. I was washing dishes at a lot of restaurants. Plus, I drove a taxi during the flood of '86. That's when it rained every day for a month. I drove a taxi, and then for a month, and then I used to work at a printing press, you know, doing collating and cleaning presses and stuff like that, you know. But but uh, uh, but by 1989, I kept getting more customers, and so I had so many customers. I started going full-time cleaning windows, and I got licensed and insured, and, you know, got my city and county license, my special business license for cleaning occupied residences. And then I started hiring employees, and so on and so on and so forth. But you know, anyway, you know, now I'm here, I'm 77, and it's been like 40 years. And so I've got all this back experience, you know, boots on the ground, you know, what it was like for me. I don't know, there's a lot of window cleaners out there, and everybody's got different or some of the same stories. I think our stories overlap in a lot of ways, but then everybody's coming from a different viewpoint and a different life experience. But I think it's quality that counts. If you get if you do good work, which I studied quality, total quality, and so I've been working on total quality for years. Actually, I read about Deming and so forth, and if you want to look into Deming, you know, that's how the Japanese took over the auto industry in the United States, because Deming came out with some radical new business practices back before World War II, but he was pretty much ignored. But General MacArthur heard about Deming, and right after World War II, General Douglas MacArthur sent Deming to Japan to help with the Reconstruction. And Deming told the Japanese that if they followed his radical new business practices, that they'd cornered the world market. And you see what happened with Toyota and Sony, etc., etc. So anyway, so I've been focusing, you know, on total quality, delighting the customer. That's where you focus on the customer, you delight the customer. That way you build up a clientele and corner the market. So it's delighting the customer. So that is where my buddy Nam, he does a lot of really good work. People really love him. He gets all kinds of 5-star reviews. He's an excellent worker. He's got over 10 years experience in the Bay Area doing residential construction. And then he moved to Sacramento. So he was helping me for a while, but then he started his own business. And but he's doing great. He's doing really good. I refer most of my jobs to him. So anyway, over and out. Peace.